Hello, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing another modern gameplay. We have Josh Linney playing Grixis Dash Shadow versus Michael Madsen playing John Food, or as we call it on the stream, 3 Oven, because I forgot to bring him a fourth, which is Oven. Yeah, but Josh is going to lead off with a Watery Grave into a Thoughtseize. We're going to take a look at Madsen's hand. Looks like he only has 3 targets, being Fatal Push, Trail of Crumbs, and Ravenous Squirrel. So the Jund deck is pretty cool, right? So Food has been, I think, since Throne of Eldraine, but it's really popped up into its own after Modern Horizons 2.
To call it
The Asmarana Morden Tasker Cold card decks were like pretty solid for a little bit there. I think I got that name right, and if I did, I'm going to be super happy about it. Yeah, so he popped up for a little while. If it like dominated the beginning of MH2, where like food decks were just like where you wanted to be. I remember Titan like having a rough matchup into the food decks because like Asmor can just shotgun you. But they kind of just disappeared, right? Like better things were figured out in the format, so they just stopped getting played as much. Now, with the release of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, there's a couple cool cards that interact with the food engine, like Odicult Anvil, which I don't think is in Madsen's deck, but there's a Rakdos Sacrifice deck that does, like, it plays the Anvil and some other stuff that's in this deck list, like the Squirrel. Like, I think when MH2 came out, no one really played around Ravenous Squirrel. Spike might have, because Aspiring Spike plays everything in existence, but the Squirrel's pretty cool. It gets really big, or it can get really big.
Do we have,
Meanwhile, Josh is playing what is our perceived best deck in the format, right? Grixis Dash Shadow with Lurrus as the companion, historically doing pretty good in the modern format. I think the last challenge it took took all 4 top spots, or all top 4 spots. Right, we're going to just unholy heap the squirrel there. I don't know if we just like pinpoint it to one exact thing that Dash Shadow is doing that makes it just the best thing on average that you can be doing. I don't know if it's like, the cheap interaction, the pure amount of interaction the deck has, because there's a lot of it. The creature base, like, is it just like the best pile of good cards there is? There's a Cauldron Familiar coming down here. Josh is going to get drained for 1 damage. Madsen's going to then gain 1 life. Madsen's now working on tokens. Josh is going to Expressive Iteration. Like, if you just like look at the deck list of like things Grixis has, it's just such a hodgepodge of good cards, right? Like you have Thoughtseize, Expressive Iteration, Heat, Dress Down, Death Shadow itself, Ragavan, Dragon's Rage Channeler. Like, the only thing I feel like it's missing, and it's not even missing it, like, you could play Murktide Region, but there's no reason to do that, because you have Lurrus. The hyper-efficiency that Lurrus of the Dream Den provides you is just absurdly strong.
one?
Right. Josh is going to get a Mire, going to fetch with that Mire.
Oh no.
Is an Inquisition of Kozilek. I'm going to take a look at Madsen's hand again. We know he can at least take the Fatal Push, which is what he's able to take.
Past you?
Apologize, my voice is a little scratchy. I woke up with a bit of a cold this morning. Damn. Alright, Urza Saga's going to go to 2. Unless we drew something, I mean, as we just play the second Saga and pass, right? Okay. No, play the Forest.
I should have played the Stomping Ground.
I guess against Grixis, you don't want to, like, lean too hard into the Construct plan, because, like, you just get blown out by Dress Down. It's interesting, because Grixis has, like, there's not a single card from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty that is new to the game that I've seen anyone really playing. consistently. I've seen some people play the legendary Blackland. I saw one person play Otawara, which like makes sense because Otawara is really good, but it's not an effect that I think Grixis needs. It's just the same list. It's been going around for a little while now.
One of the mats is like super good. Thank you, Josh. One day the two-player.
But that's okay. You don't. It's kind of a good thing, you know. It's like the sales pitch of Modern is that you get to play the same deck you want to play for a while. You don't have to. You don't have to always buy new cards to update it, which I think is beautiful. Now Watsy's doing their best to change that. I feel like, there's been a couple sets in the last couple of years that have power crept Modern a little bit, right? We didn't have to all just completely refresh our collections when Horizons 2 came out.
Okay.
You're gonna dress down me?
No, never.
I thought we were friends.
We are.
So we had
We are.
construct.
But I think you're gonna dress down
This
me.
is a construct.
I'm thinking.
Okay. We sure we didn't forget about that.
Debating if we want to make a second one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I just do it anyways.
I do really like these sacrifice style decks. They're so interesting. That makes another construct.
Trigger on the stack.
Goes to trigger the third chapter ability. Now we saw that Josh does have the dress down in his hand, so it's interesting to see if he does it now.
I'm gonna dress down you.
Yep. Just gonna blow out the constructs here.
I think you know someone.
Yeah, I'm a jerk. Holy.
Yeah. I see that.
Are there any cool cards from Neon Dynasty that you folks are playing in your modern decks? Are you playing a new Affinity with Reality Heist? Because I totally wasn't watching that Spike's video about that before doing this recording. Are you playing? Maybe you're playing some Rakdos Sacrifice or Jund Food. You know, you could be. Let me know down in the comments below what you are playing in the modern format right now. I started doing some like mini spoilers for New Capenna, which is interesting. I haven't seen anything about the New Capenna stuff yet. We're getting the other half of the Triumph cycle. There's not called Triumphs; they're called other things. And they revealed a couple cards, like Broker's Ascendancy, which is kind of cute. It's a Bant enchantment. It's green, white, blue. At the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control and a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. I'm not a commander player, but I'm sure that'll be pretty cool for commander decks.
I forgot to declare my Loris.
And especially like
It's up to you.
It's sitting in my box.
planeswalker, tribal commander decks. It might actually slot into the Bant control deck in modern that Spike has been testing out. I don't think it's good enough. But like,
I do.
maybe as a way to ult to fairy quicker. I'm not too sure. Cool. They revealed the Mad MTG version of the Stranger Things Secret Lair. I still don't know how I feel about that, but. The Friends Forever mechanic is an interesting thing. Alright, here goes the Death Shadow. That is currently a 5/5. Death Shadow is like such a wild card. It's so simple. It's like Madsen started cards again. It's such simple game design, but it's so cool. Alright, here's a 1-mana 13/13, but it gets -X/-X, depending on what your life total is. So we see Culligan's command in Josh's hand, which is probably what he's casting here. Gonna shatter the oven, and
I
then
said don't do it. And what did
probably just make Babs and discard a card, right?
Destroy target artifact and discard a card.
Do we activate the oven in response? I feel like you should. You do, right?
You're at 8. I'll do this in response.
Yep. So I go to 7 and you go to 19.
Oven has a second activated ability, doesn't it? I feel
And
it's not just a sack a creature thing, is it? It's been so long since I've played with Witch's Oven. And since I forgot to find one for Mapson. It's been a while since I've seen it too. If I can spell? Just Cauldron, that's the name.
Make a construct?
Sure.
No, not the card.
It's a 3/3 or 2/2.
Currently it is a 2/2.
Okay.
I could have sworn this card's name was Witch's Oven. Am I like going crazy? Yeah. Oh, I was just spelling it wrong because I'm an idiot. Okay. No, alright, it's just sack a creature, create a food token, and then if it's bigger than, or power's toughness is 4 or greater, create 2 food tokens instead. Interesting.
Yep.
Which I have seen come up before. Like I said, with the Asmar decks that were popping up, the construct tokens. And so Josh is just going to attack into Death Shadow, buy Lurrus, and pass the turn. Mapson's sitting pretty at 9 life. I mean, he's able to go get an oven off the Saga here.
Ignore me.
Done.
Constantly
I'm gonna bobble
ping
myself.
Josh down. He should be okay. Like, he should win this game. That's a card I feel like you want to draw here. Because you can draw the squirrel, you can choose to make the construct if you want to, and then cast the squirrel, getting the oven off the Saga, and then you can start growing the ravenous squirrel by sacrificing the cat every turn.
Yeah, so draw from my bottom. Draw for turn.
So we had to draw for the bubble and the draw for turn. Mapson using those Kamigawa basic lands, which are absolutely gorgeous. It's like absurdly, it's absurd how good those lands look. The island with the paper crane is probably my favorite basic of all time. Now, the Infinity lands are coming out relatively soon, sometime within the year, and I'm a big space geek. I have an astronaut tattooed on my arm. I'm very excited for those basics, so they will probably take the first spot for me, but I know a lot of people really, really love the Kamigawa basics.
right?
And, like, who can play them? Look at them. They're so pretty.
I like shuffling.
Okay.
You're gonna dress on me again? Oh.
Alright, Josh is going to drown the cat. Things I don't recommend doing.
Resolve. One card in here?
Just like shoving a cat in
Well,
the
one
oven.
card plus
Plus
one.
Lurrus.
Alter Universes does not endorse either of those acts. Bad jokes, baby. For real though, don't put your cat in an oven. Alright, so Master's opting to go get the Nile Spellbomb instead. Going to just blow the graveyard out, especially since knowing Josh has the Lurrus. I guess you could always, like, wait to make him cast the Lurrus.
Go.
Or, like, make him spend the mana on it. And then when he activates the ability to target something,
I'll respond.
going to try and crack in here for 6.
Take, 6.
Abson's just gonna take 12. It looks like.
Get you the 12. Play bobble. Crack bobble.
Play a bubble, crack a bubble.
Play bobble.
I don't remember if Abson's deck plays bobble.
Draw 2.
Because
On your upkeep.
the score gets bigger when you sacrifice an artifact too, I'm pretty sure.
It's an interesting
I know,
card.
it's an interesting card. Curious how
Having
it plays.
this,
You have 3 cards in hand?
I'm pretty certain it does. Yeah, artifact or creature put a 1/1 counter on the squirrel.
You read that uncommon.
I know, I gotta read it. I've read it like 3 times today. It's got a lot of text on it.
It does.
It's like Deathray Shaman. A lot of text for green black.
I love the flavor text on the showcase version. The sketch version, action. This is a squirrel who eats anything. I will say, the new Capenna basic lands are also pretty cool looking. One of the islands that, like, in specific looks really, really nice.
Right.
I love how you were
Alright,
talking about how
you
bad this
don't-
card is,
I don't
and
wanna
you
hear
have
it.
now countered it and
I don't
thought
want to
seized
hear
it.
it. I don't wanna
What
hear
if
it.
it's all, Josh? Yeah, why don't you see what it does?
Don't want to hear it.
Don't hear it. Well,
I played that card in standard enough to know if things get out.
oh, it wasn't good enough. in
I said
standard.
it was slow in standard. That's what I said.
I wonder if they'll do 5 commander decks again
Hard to take
because of the
seriously
5
when you lie
different
to yourself like
families.
this.
Not to
That's a
myself.
lot of product.
I'm saying nothing but facts. I recorded the whole
I like
thing.
better when they do like 2 pretty decent commander decks.
Which
instead
I should have done first.
5 okay
You
ones.
counter it.
Right. But it'll end up being like 4 okay ones and then 1 good one. Alright, gonna dash a Ragavan. Attack a Ragavan here.
Interesting.
Josh will get a 5.
um,
Mapson gets
do I
Josh's
play your
Ragavan.
monkey? I think I play your monkey.
Alright, gonna sack the treasure here to play Josh's Ragavan, which will then grow the score by 2 or by 1. I should grow by 2, right? Does Legend rule sacrifice, or does it get placed in the graveyard? Gonna recast the bubble here.
I'll pass. Draw on your upkeep.
It's a card.
Yep.
Castle.
As a draw, or a red and 6 off the top. Does that give him lethal?
Shame I don't have one of the legendary ones.
I guess not, right? Attack. Construct gets through for 1. Yeah, not worth doing.
I need an iteration. How about that?
No iteration, no dress down. Just be
That's
like
what you just said
a
up here.
Ragavan. Or a Thoughtseize.
You can make a construct off the saga, and then make another construct, and then go fetch either go fetch the oven or Shadow Spear, and then put the Shadow Spear on something. I'm pretty sure you just get the oven just to bring back the cat.
Don't count things.
Nah,
That's
it's
scary.
Not worth being scared about.
I scare easy.
Alright, there's Death Shadow number 2. Replay the bubble, play the bubble, or crack the bubble.
I'll make a construct in the turn. It's not a good card. Does not go up for him.
You should just have it here.
Unless there is an argument for that.
Make a construct, go get the oven, play the oven, or put the oven on the board. Swing out for 2, 5, 8, 11.
Yeah, make one.
And then whatever gets blocked, you can sack to the oven to grow the squirrel, and then you can bring back the cat. So that way, no matter what doesn't get blocked, you have lethal. Because if he doesn't block the Ragavan, it goes to 2, takes 1 from the Cauldron Familiar, and then Rennie can ping him down.
I was just thinking of my wrong plus.
That would be not bad at all.
I was wondering if there was 2 of them. Makes sense. I wonder how many went out. 3 or 4.
Between that
3
and
of them,
Shadow
right? You
Spear.
know what it was? Yeah, Shadow Spear would be good. 5 cards in there.
Yeah, we should have super lethal here. Fatal Push for good measure. Or have the cat for good measure.
Shoot you. There's 3 3s, is that right?
Currently, yes.
Make chance to make them 4 4s. One, two, three.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I got thrown off by that myself.
The mystery construct on the side.
Casually doesn't need.
I should have attacked.
I just wasn't even thinking about it. I was thinking like, okay, I can alley fight you all.
Oh, I thought that was 2 Ragavons. I was like, Josh,
No.
what are you doing?
Red, blue.
I also thought it was the Ragavan, and I was very confused.
I will draw on your own keep.
Oh, we're not tonight.
Just plays the Darcy Ragavan. Interesting.
We're in this act of confusing construct.
Oven, sack a construct. It's gonna get 2 food tokens.
I get 2 foods for this, right?
Yes, it's a 4/4.
You have it familiar in the graveyard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Josh is just gonna scoop it up with the Cauldron. Ooh, blood. With the Cauldron Familiar in the graveyard. That's gonna be game. So Master's gonna take game 1. We'll be right back with game 2, folks.
I'm gonna fetch. Play Ragavan. Pass.
Alright, and we are back with game 2. We have Josh on the play. Going off fetch with a Pluto Delta. Probably getting a. I mean, it depends on what his hand is here. You can get Steam Bites of Blood Crypt. Going through the Steam Bites of Planet Ragavan.
I guess you need this.
One of these days.
Matthew just plays a Shot Clan and a Squirrel. If you're wondering, the Squirrel does block the Ragavan.
I respect
If
this.
you set it on fire, it does nothing. Yeah, gonna attack, connect with Ragavan. Matthew's gonna go to 16 here. We'll update that in a second. Hitting a Saga off the top. It's such a good card, man. Like, we know this, right? Like, it's been a known quantity for almost a year now. Man, is that card good.
Well, now I'm at 16.
I'm just gonna push the reg around here.
I actually didn't think that was going to resolve.
I'm trying to think of. I'm going to the Indianapolis Star City Games thing in March. I've been debating what I want to play in Modern, and I think I might just want to play Grixis. I've been thinking about playing Titan. It is my favorite deck, and I have a lot of reps with it. But I could also just go for like the safe conventional play.
That makes sense.
I mean, it lets me play cards like that. Express Iteration is a reason to play a deck, honestly. It's just so good.
Actually,
Go to fetch. Crack the treasury. Alright, plays out a Croxa. That's another thing I like about the deck. Like, just you have Croaks in there. Like, it's not a necessary component, but like, why wouldn't you play it?
Take 3.
That's gonna take 3, go to 13. Flagga's gonna go to 2. There's a Nile Spellbomb. Ironically, right after the Croxa comes out.
I'm not going to draw a card off of it, at least. That helps
no,
me
it
feel any
doesn't.
better.
It doesn't make me feel any better.
Gonna take 2.
Did I already
What, stop the Guardian?
No.
And dash a Recommend of Zone, maybe?
Maybe you did.
Plays a Trail of Crumbs.
You did.
If you're not familiar with what Trail of Crumbs says, when an ETB enters the battlefield, it is an enchantment, and then whenever you sacrifice a food, you may pay 1
Yes, I
mana,
missed that three.
look at the top 2 cards of your deck, and you may choose one of them, and as long as it's a permanent, and put it into your
pretty sure
hand.
you have a land in hand.
So it's a really cool selective draw
Never
engine.
that happened.
That was always like one of my favorite parts of
No.
the food deck,
He just had.
after it evolved to be green. Maybe it was it Gruul food? No, it was Golgari food first. That deck changed so many times. It's like kind of absurd how many different variants of that deck there were.
Yep.
Right. Josh has drawn the Luris, plays a Nile Spellbomb of his own. We've made a construct. We are searching for a witch's oven.
No, I don't know why I'm shuffling. I'm gonna crack the fetch.
Okay.
Turn 2 draws. Got turn 2 to first.
that being dashed?
No, I don't have the mana. Then it's your turn.
Alright. There's a Ragavan.
Hate it. I hate it so much.
Gonna kick command, do 2 damage to the Ragavan, shatter the up.
I'm actually gonna target myself. I'll pass.
That's interesting.
It wasn't bad. Devastating.
Definitely interesting. You have 2 cards?
Yep. You know, Lars.
You don't have a shadow or you would have played it, so I think it's okay to attack.
I'm gonna attack it with the construct here. It is a 4/4? 3/3. Okay. I always, for some reason, keep thinking Trail Crumbs is an artifact. Definitely an enchantment.
Crack.
Sure.
And then
Okay,
pass.
sure. So you gain 3 life and 14, right? It's 3?
I go to 11.
Oh, you're right. It's creature with, or is it permanent?
Is it permanent? Non-permanent. Or, no, it's any permanent.
Might speed up a bit for me.
They're both so good.
I get it, I get it. You're playing the Besieger.
Yeah.
Picks a red and 6 up with the Trail Crumbs, and then plays a Besieger for turn. Besieger being one of the 5 new channel lands, and doing
So I go to
doing some work in Modern. It's not like OP. It's not broken, overpowered, needs to ban, blah, 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 blah. But it's a good card. I am really enjoying it in Amo Titan. Not being super soft, the Blood Moon in the main board is it's a nice thing. Tell you what, man, I appreciate that card existence.
I guess it wouldn't be any,
Here's this, right? Do you know what I just fetched? You got shuffled. I shuffled in one of my fetch. I think it was a Briar.
I think so, but I don't actually remember. You're good.
Other players really have terribly much going for them right now. Maxson has a construct and a trail, but 2 cards in hand. And having a construct be your beatdown plan against the dress down deck, really not the greatest place to be. And here comes Lurs. Lurs probably gonna play a bobble back. Yeah. It actually bubble target maps him.
Alright, that changes my plan.
I'm gonna cast a 5/5 Dust Shadow here and cast it and draw a card.
Oh, that's a terrible draw.
Well, yeah, when you have two.
It's interesting. So, do you think lures should be banned from the format? Or do you think it would be better if they banned the mechanic out of the format? Or, I mean, probably out of each format, but if they just got rid of the companion mechanic? Do they just accept that they messed up, take the L, or do they try and just ban lures and hope it fixes it from there?
Did you pick up?
Where's the Saga? Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Land's gonna come
you
down,
probably
buy
wanna
back
counter
the
it.
Saga.
Roll not counter.
Josh is gonna pop the spell bomb in response.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I kind of forgot that was there. I should have minused on the Loris twice. Terrible.
Alright, a second Trail Crumbs is gonna come down.
Alright, I need to find that.
That's you. I think you're actually favored from here.
What do you
Gonna untap here.
Yep.
Maxon's tapped out, so Josh can just drown the construct and attack for 11.
No, it's a 3/3.
I think is probably the plan.
Not 8?
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
that.
Gonna drown the construct and
I should have done the math first, but I'll do 3 damage to myself
Yep.
and then attack you. It's got you ready. Or no?
So you're gonna go to 5. So you're gonna attack for 8 plus 3.
Yeah, 8 plus 3. That's 11.
fetch it. Yep.
Yep.
Just gonna attack for 11. That's gonna be game 2 going to
Yeah,
Josh.
I definitely.
We'll be right back with
actually
game 3,
forgot
folks.
the Spellbomb was there. Killing Loris definitely would have been correct.
So, what was weird?
Much easier keep than last time.
And we're here with game 3, folks. Yeah, Mabson on the
Getting,
play lead with the Ragavan.
The Blood Crypt.
We'll find the land eventually.
That's the name of that card.
See, it's 17.
But I feel like we've all been in that position. You know, you're trying to go quick, make sure you get everything going.
Yep, it's dead.
He did.
He's gonna remove the Ragavan turn 1. He has a Saga into a Witch's Oven, into a Cauldron Familiar. Get the cat oven
Do
started
it now.
as quickly as possible.
No, pass. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter.
Shock it in a water grave going to 15 here.
Yep.
There's a Ragavan.
See, it didn't matter.
Unfortunately, Ragavan is blocked really well
So it's 15.
by Cauldron Familiar.
You go to 18?
19.
I'm going to 14.
14. I
I'm gonna
missed
do
it.
the cat oven combo.
I can't worry about that right now. I'm gonna pay 2.
Sure.
Trail. Get a food. Go.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good turn. Trail of Crumbs into Ragavan.
Yep.
There's Expressive Duration.
I'll pass.
Do this.
Yep. So I go to 10?
Yep.
Just gonna play the chain link, gonna do the cat combo again.
Make a construct.
Making a contract, probably grabbing Cauldron number oven number 2, I would assume. Yep.
Go.
Card.
Should have done one iteration on my turn.
Unfortunately, I haven't got to see Babson do like anything cool with the rabbit or squirrel yet. Or like you have the cat oven combo going for the squirrel on the board. Right, there's an iteration. Nile, Spellbomb, Unholy Heat, Culligan's Command. Look like the 3 cards. I retained that Unholy Heat should have got a retro frame. Or at least a sketch version. Card's better than like 80% of the set. Alright, Spellbomb. Mad that are paying Josh about the spell trigger.
Beginning of combat. Or were you
Passing.
I was gonna say, like, were you doing that main phase 1 or 2?
I didn't say anything.
We
so
never clarified.
So it's main phase 1.
Okay. During your beginning of combat, I'm gonna sack this.
Okay.
Create a fruit. Bring it back. Or attempt to bring it back.
You have 1 food.
Correct.
That's fine.
And for the thing.
I'm sorry.
For the trail.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Looks like a trail of crop activation. Yeah.
Damn it. Why didn't I bring that card in? Yep. Good on tap.
Yep.
Or you return. Yeah.
You always turn 0 your turn.
Mistress Bubble. That was everything. Yep.
Alright, got some blocks going here. Never misplace expensive cards, folks, and try to remember where they are. Alright. The dies to indicate they are in turns. Now there is an extra 10 minutes that shows on the clock, like this says they have 6 minutes and 40 seconds. It's just the way the clock is built in. We give them like a pseudo extension of sorts, but Josh is at 8 here with only a Nile spell bomb, while Mabson's able to just crack in with a bunch of different stuff. Unfortunately, Mapson can get the cat on combo going through 2 pieces of Grave Hay right now. Alright, there's a Death Shadow.
Yep.
Pass. Yep. They're good. I don't think I'll cut you yet.
Sack this.
Sure.
Gonna activate the oven, sack the cat, make the food. Activate the cat, sack the food.
Attempt to bring it back.
Now spell bomb.
Crack, draw.
And respond to the sack the food. Bring it back.
I get my draw.
Yes.
Sack the food. Bring the cat back.
This comes back. You go to 7. Go to 19. I'm gonna pay the 1 for 1.
I'm curious if he trails or if he just does the draw 2. Or makes a construct or if he just goes for the draw 2. Second cat's gonna be kind of a house here though.
Sack.
Okay. Ovens again.
Bring it back.
Yep.
Make dude.
Makes a construct. And barring dress down, you should have it, right? I mean, Josh has a grip of cards.
Oh, yep. Sorry about that. It could. You could draw a red and 6. So I guess that would just
Probably not matter too much.
Yeah, gotta go to untap.
Turn 3.
Uh,
You were turn 1, this is turn 3.
I don't know how to make it. Float 1.
Floats a man off the saga. Probably getting oven number 3, I would assume. Yeah.
Should pit the needle.
That'd be good.
That should mean he's okay even through a dress down now. Can see a second cat.
I draw. On that.
Play Alternate Familiar.
Okay.
Trigger. You
Yep.
go to 5. I go to 21.
Yep.
Sack the new Alternate Familiar and make it.
Sure.
Food.
It's gonna sack this cat, make a food,
Sack the cauldron.
bring the cat back,
Bring back the cauldron.
treat just a 4, 3, 2.
So I'm down on.
Pay 1s.
What do you have me at? Is it 5? 4. Okay.
It's a saga for turn.
Kill the goose. Combat.
There's 6 pieces?
Plays a Gilded Goose here.
Yes.
And attacks in. No, gonna fetch on a 3.
Go down to 3.
Yep.
I go down to 1. So that I can play my Drown in the Lock.
Oh yeah.
Play to drown 1, block the other.
Hold myself.
And
I drew the swamp.
Scoop it up.
I was like, no. The only.
Why
Why did I draw the
Two to 1
swamp?
John Fu,
Like,
Grixis Step Shadow.
I didn't know
Thanks
much
for watching, folks. Have a
or
great
to
rest of
stay
your
alive
day. We
anyway.
appreciate
Why
you
would
watching.
do
Make
that
sure to
to
like,
me?
comment, subscribe, and all that fun
Why?
stuff.
Why?
But yeah, have a great rest of your day.
Why would you do that? Those are terrible against you. They're not even worth bringing in. I mean, they are, but I couldn't find.
It's hard to interact with
Yeah.
Cat that way.
Yeah. Dude, all my dress downs are at the bottom.
Where they should be.
No. Wrong. Expressive ingenuity.
Oh no, they stopped. I just don't think they were portals yet.
Last, I thought I decided on 6.
Oh wait, one of those is mains.
1, 2, 3, 4. What was the